Well, I first just want to honor your time and just thank you so much for this beautiful event. I've never been to such an event that really does host the authenticity and just the genuine connection between women. I've been to a lot of different conferences, and this one really does stand out, and it's an honor to just be able to be a part of it, honestly. I know that we are a little bit over time, so I do want to, again, like I said, honor your time. And yeah, so I just wanted to get started. I do also apologize for the moment back there where my mic was on and I was eating, having a little snack. So sorry about that. But like I said, I do just want to invite more so. My intention here is just to invite perspective and questions. So I really do just want to invite you to go on a journey with me. So as a journey starts, I invite you to imagine yourself looking in front of a mirror. And I ask, what do you see? But most importantly, what do you hear? Do you hear a tone of confidence, or do you hear a tone of insecurity, rejection, fear, or shame? So just invite you to, like I said, just imagine yourself looking in the mirror, and whatever that brings to mind, I ask that you hold it, and at the end of our time, we'll address those things. My mission here really is to bring identity back into beauty. I strongly believe in bringing that back with the generation that we're in. It's been lost. And so in that, I focus on 3 different principles of how that comes together. One of the main principles is through presence. So presence isn't just something that we, a piece of clothing that we put on. It's not just a fragrance that we wear. It's a truth that we embody. It's something that we hold inside of ourselves and are able to share with others. It's the way that we impact people with our presence. It's not something that can really be faked. And so as we address the presence, we also just go on into understanding the roots of what brings a presence together. So what brings, who people see you as. It's a belief system that you hold. It's a perspective and stories that you've lived, stories that you are living right now, and a purpose. A lot of you here are realtors, but you play many different roles. Some are moms, some are sisters, daughters. We play many different roles, and that's connected to why we're here. We're all uniquely called to a specific mission. I mean, you found yourself here on earth. You didn't choose to be here, but you're here. And that means you have a mission here. You have a purpose here. And so I really strongly believe in that and how to bring that back to women, because beauty without meaning is of limited value, and we see that everywhere. You see that all over social media, and things need to matter. Again, they need to matter. And so I'm just going to go through a little bit of the journey here. I shared a little bit about presence, perspective, and purpose, and here you can see a triangle, which is developed to be like an iceberg. So what people see about you is your presence is the tip of the iceberg. It's how you show up, the way that people understand your presence, but it's connected to what you believe about yourself and what position you're in and how you're called to impact the world. So when you're a realtor, people are seeing you as someone who's here to sell a home. That's your position. But the way that you show up and impact your clients has everything to do with what you are already believing about yourself. And so my position and the way that I like to see my role, I operate as a private stylist and a brand consultant. And that looks like many different things, but in my perspective, I see it more as a partnership with women. I also do work with men. I actually started with men, specifically athletes that were coming out of the professional league and going into a professional setting. And they were known for their craft. They were known for how many, baskets they shot or how many touchdowns they made. And when you ask them, who do people say you are? It's, well, I'm, the MVP, or I'm, the best shooter. But when you ask them who they say they are when they're in their transition, it's crickets. And it's because the reality of the transition that they're going through needs to be acknowledged, and there needs to be a reassessment and realignment of who they understand themselves to be so that they can show up in their best self in the professional realm. And so that's kind of the role that I found myself playing for the past 10 years. I actually started with closet organization, and I would come and reestablish your entire closet, and that grew into really helping people curate peaceful spaces in their closets. Because really the reality is most of us, if you go and look at your closet, it's probably neglected in some way. I mean, everyone's closet is like the humanity of us. It's just messy. And the truth of it is that it's a reflection of us in a lot of ways. And so when I work with people, and one of the people that I've had the pleasure and privilege to work with is Lindsay, as she mentioned. A lot of the questions that I like to ask are, I really get down to the root of, why these pieces are here, and what are they saying about you, and why have you chosen them, and did you even choose them? And so with Lindsay specifically, we went through her closet, and I was asking questions about, her pieces, looking at her closet just like this, and was just going through each piece and asking her about that piece. And what I came to find out is there was a lot of pieces that she had that, she actually didn't even understand why she had it. I mean, there was actually one particular style that I saw consistently in her closet, and I started asking her about the style, and I was like, so tell me about this, what drew you to this style? And she was like, honestly, I didn't even pick that, I don't even like that. And I was like, okay, so I'm here. And she was like, well, my family's been in retail. My sister and my mom love to shop for me, so I've just gotten the same consistent shirt style for 3 Christmases in a row. And one of her pain points was that she didn't have any shirts. She didn't feel like she had any shirts that she felt confident in. And so we dove a little bit deeper, and I was able to ask her, this shirt, you feel like this shirt emulates your sister versus you. Why is it here? And she just kind of went silent. And I think it really just helps to understand that we have a lot of pieces that are actually tied to hidden beliefs that, we're people pleasing. We have things in our closet and in our mindsets that are there because somebody told us that it needed to be there. Someone told us that it looked good on us, even though we don't feel confident in it. And so really, my mission is to help you come back to you. What do you like? Why do you like it? A lot of the a lot of the journey is doing things like color theory, doing things like mood boarding, lookbooks, and then having like an actual style session where I'm able to curate a whole space for you. But really, those are all just tools for you to get back to home, which home is, it's you. I think it's easy to think that having a private stylist or a luxury service, you have to burn everything and start from scratch. And the reality of it is that you're telling a story about your brand long before we ever met. You're telling stories every day. I mean, we see that on Instagram, everybody's telling a story. But the reality is, like, what is the story that you're telling in your mind and in your heart? And maybe we need to bring that to the surface and evaluate, is it based on truth? Because if it's not, then we have an identity crisis. And that's what I've seen a lot with former athletes that I've worked with. They're the perfect example because everyone knows them as, them in their uniform. But the truth is that we all wear a uniform. we all wear something that's hiding something about ourselves. And I was able to see that through another client of mine. His name was Joseph. He was a former athlete as well. And I did a client session with him where I basically curated an entire room. And I was really excited about one piece, and the piece was designer polo. And as he's trying on, I'm getting all excited because I'm like, this is the perfect thing from our mood board and all the things. And he gets in front of the mirror and he's just like, goes silent. And his body language is, hunched over, and he's just like hating it, but he doesn't say anything. I'm like, okay, how are we feeling? He was like, honestly, I just don't know. I just don't know. And I was like, okay, well, how are we feeling about you not knowing? He was like, honestly, I just want to punch my reflection. And I was like, okay, that's good. Let's talk about it. And I started just asking some questions like, why do you want to punch your reflection, or what is coming up for you, and what feeling is coming up for you right now? And he was able to share some memories from his childhood where polo was the classic trademark for the wealthy kids in his school, and he wasn't part of that group. And so when he's looking in the mirror wearing this polo shirt, it's a message of rejection for him. And the irony of it is that he's wearing it now. He's left that moment. He's no longer a 10-year-old boy, but he's still carrying that rejection. And so it just reveals that we carry these truths, that there are truths and there are experiences that we've lived, but it doesn't mean that's actually true. A lot of things that I've come across as well in my own story, this has been something that I've curated from obviously helping clients, helping brands, helping ministries, but my own story is, I was a biracial little girl who moved to South Texas. I'm originally from Canada, from the north, and I didn't even know I was brown until I got to the south, and I was like, all right, I'm brown. What does that mean? And everybody's like, well, establishing all these ethnicities on me because I am brown, and they only know like 3 different ethnicities that are brown, so I was either Mexican, Indian, or Arab. That was like the only choices I got. And I'm actually half Caribbean, half French Canadian, and that was an identity crisis for me. I didn't understand how I was supposed to assimilate to a school of primarily white little kids. And who am I? What am I? It wasn't even a question of, what ethnicity are you? It's what are you? I'm like, okay, I'm just the same. But it really helped me to dig deeper on, what am I believing about myself? Who am I? And what does that mean? What story am I called to share? And so also just growing up, and I'm sure all of us have stories of rejection. We've all been placed in environments where we didn't feel like we belonged, and they've sown messages in our hearts, and we're walking around with them, and we're trying to dress ourselves, and we're listening to these voices that aren't based on truth. They're based off shame and insecurity and fear. And so I think my heart behind that is just, I want to partner with people to really help them understand the truth of who they are, and that's through the art of asking questions, because obviously we just met. The only way that I can get to know you is through questions, and with a background in ministry and counseling, that's really been my heart and my craft, and I think that's why it's such a privilege to now bring it into an intimate space like a closet, because it is very intimate and it does get emotional and it's very heavy. We're literally taking off false identities when we're in this process, and it looks like we are organizing as well. So as far as the shirts that Lindsay decided were no longer hers, we were able to actually take out, at least that's 4 shirts that this isn't even her. She said, why is it in her closet? We were able to take those out and come to see more unison, more of the foundation of who she is and what she's drawn to and what she loves, because naturally you know what you love. We carry that, and if we don't honor that, it's just kind of like ignored. Like we throw it to the side, and it's just kind of causing this haze, and we really can't think clearly. When we go in our closet and we're like, I don't have anything to wear, it's probably because the majority of the stuff that you have in there you don't even like, or you just need to organize it. Like the beauty of just organizing through color theory, like through color grading, it just makes things so much more seamless when you can see like, hey, like all of this, goes in the same color family, and it starts to just make sense. And that's kind of what I do, is just help you make sense of, this is one of the shirts that she decided no. And just help you make sense of, what's already there. And then we can actually make wise decisions when it comes to investing in pieces that we want, or things that we a certain aesthetic that we want to emulate. There's nothing wrong with that. I love mood boarding, I love lookbooks, I love bringing that to life, but when we're just going straight to that and not even acknowledging what we already have, it's just blind buying, and at that point it loses its quality. I mean, we're all, I'm sure we're all guilty of Amazon buys and, just like buying at 3 a.m. Like my mom does that. She'll send me a purse that she bought at 3 a.m. But like it brings more of awareness when we're able to look at what we have, look at who we are, and move forward with that rather than looking at what the world is trying to tell us about who we are. And so that kind of just want to be sure that I'm good on time, because I know that we're kind of already pressing, but honestly, my main heart in this is really just that confidence isn't bought. I just recently walked away from, well, I didn't walk away, well, yeah, I kind of walked away. I moved to New York, so I did. I actually worked at Saks Fifth Avenue in Commodore Perry, and I was a private stylist in the hotel, and it was a beautiful experience. I was able to meet with so many different clientele and different events and all the things, but one of the things that really, for me, was hard was just the consumerism perspective. I've been doing freelance private styling for years, and to do it with a corporation was just a little bit harder, because obviously the main point is to sell clothing. So, I love coming out and organizing and partnering with clients and everything, but it was like I had this cloud of sale on top of my head, and I just like, I'm not a salesperson. I'm the girl that's gonna ask you about your life story in Starbucks and talk to you about it for a while. Like, that's just not my heart. And so I think moving to New York and having many opportunities and doors open in that direction, I was really grateful, because I was able to get back to the heart of why I even do this. And so, yeah, my goal is never to sell you. My goal is never to sell you. It's always going to be a deeper question, honestly, and just bringing back to your why and back to the answers that you came up with when you were looking in the mirror at the beginning of our journey. What are you seeing in yourself, and who is saying that? Is it your mom? Is it your aunt? Is it your ex-boyfriend? We all carry these different things.
No, well, seriously. Wow. Like, we have so many demons in our head that just creep up every now and then and make us go, you're just a woman. And no, I am a woman.
Amen. And it's taking your authority back, because really when we address those, so it's like, what are you believing? Whose voice is it? Are you able to forgive and reframe it? Because really, at the end of the day, we've heard so many things about forgiveness, I'm sure, but forgiveness is really letting go and releasing. letting go of what is no longer is. And if there's a narrative and there's something speaking to you, and there's a whisper speaking to you that comes from something that happened in the past, being able to address that and forgive and reframe is extremely powerful. I've seen it in my own life. I was in a car accident actually when I was 16, and I had to get life flighted to the hospital, and I was thankfully kept my life, but I almost didn't keep my leg. And I was in the hospital for 2 months, and they literally almost amputated my leg. And the only reason I did it is because of 7 surgeries and, the goodness of God. But I had to struggle. At that point, I was an athlete, and I struggled with now looking in the mirror and seeing the biggest scar you've ever seen in your life on my knee. And I'm like, okay, so am I my scar now? And I had to teach myself how to walk again. Like, there was so much that I had to go through to be able to even be an athlete again. But what stuck with me was this scar. I didn't wear shorts, skirts, bathing suits for 10 years. And if I did, I was wearing a huge brace. And so, when I say that this is so real for me, and I've seen the freedom that it's brought to my life of just being able to reframe and forgive and really truly ask these deeper questions, it's been life-changing. And so again, I just invite you to do the same. I invite you. I don't know what your name is, but I love the support. You're so sweet. Thank you.
I'm kind of spicy too.
I love it. I honestly wanted to open up the floor as well. I know that we're over time, but a part of my heart was I wanted to open up the floor if there was any questions or anything that anyone had that they wanted to ask, because again, my heart is really just to change perspective and just for you to walk away knowing that you're not the narratives that you're hearing in your voice, in your head, in your heart. You're not them. That's not who you are. You're way more than that. And if it takes, partnering in some sort of way to tell you that you're more than what you see in the mirror, then that's why I'm here, to tell you that you're so much more.
Well, I definitely need you in my closet. I'm just saying, I have a whole lot of hand-me-downs from my bedroom.
Girl, let's do it! Honestly, I love it. I'm being, trying to be, focused here, but you can ask Lindsay, once I, actually get my hands on it, I'm not even thinking, it's so fun. I love organization, seriously. I saw your hand, though.
Yeah, I really struggle with, authenticity and branding. I'm, so opposed to branding because I feel like it puts out something that is not authentic.
Mm-hmm.
How do you reconcile those two things?
Yeah, so I would say I 100% hear you and resonate with that. Honestly, the branding that you're looking at has been a struggle for me because I, as well, am not the type to be like, hey, everyone, look over here. I'm gonna whatever. And so what I've found is working with clients, I think being able to start from the foundation, which being able to go to your closet, it really is transformational because we really do get to those core mindsets that you have and we're able to break those down. I also do branding photography, and so a lot of the work that I've done as well with clients is being able to help them tell their story in an authentic way. I have a real camera and I'm really capturing candid, real, authentic process moments in a beautiful way. So that's my heart as well. If you were to look at my photography, you're more than welcome to go to my website. A lot of my style and heart, I worked with a lot of ministries and helped them launch, and I was capturing process in a beautiful way and helping them market that in order to receive funds to move their mission along. So for that, I would honestly say angles is everything. Angles is everything. You can make something look crazy just through like literally putting it through a little leaf, like having a little leaf like come through your camera, like, and have a little angle, like angles really does change everything, and you can still capture that authentic moment, whatever it is that you're doing, and it'll really bring that emotion to it. Because I think too what we're seeing is there's a lack of emotion when we see, you know, the super perfect stage thing. So yeah, that answers your question, hopefully.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah.
So like for me, I have a child. I just recently became a single mom. I feel like I haven't really like known myself in so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like what would be kind of like the first step of finding that again? Like going through the closet,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find inspiration. Like if I was doing this kind of on my own, like where do I even start to like figure out what my style even is anymore?
Yeah, for sure. I actually work with a lot of moms as well, and that's real. Like, I mean, when you become a mom, you become a mom. And, you know, you have to find your way back to who you were before you were a mom, especially just dealing with the things that you were sharing. So one of my, the first step that I take my clients through is a questionnaire. And the questionnaire isn't just like a generic, like give it to everybody kind of questionnaire. I really do like take in those details that you just shared with me and curate a questionnaire for you. Obviously, I'm following the same streamline that I do with every client to really ask those deeper questions and help you kind of have those revelations. But really just, I think it really is the art of asking yourself the right questions of what it is that what am I stepping into now? What's on my heart? What am I drawn to? What am I envisioning? What inspires me? Following that, like where your excitement is, that's a huge thing too. What I was telling Lindsay is like when you're looking at your closet, is it bringing dread or excitement? Because our closet should be inspiring us. We should be going in, we're women, we're all beautiful. Like every single face in here is beautiful and different and unique in its own way. And we should go in our closet and feel like a little girl again. Like we want to play. And so being able to like really assess like what is bringing dread versus what's bringing excitement, and really following through with that, if that answers your question. Yeah, of course. Anybody else? Yeah.
So, moving out of like, I've always worn dark colors,
Mhm.
like dark colors, because I was very heavy at one point. I've lost 155 pounds. And so, but all of my wardrobe is still dark colors.
Mhm.
And everybody's like, you should wear colors. But it's like every time I see colors, I flash back to that, what would I have looked like when I was almost 300 pounds, you know? It's like the patterns and the bright colors and stuff, and I would just appear. So it's like, my body's like, no. So it's like, you know, but I want to push myself out of the comfort zone and do something more than just solid dark colors, because they're slimming, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely hear that for sure. I went through a similar process, honestly, where I was only wearing black, and I like to think of this in my mourning period. I don't know what I was mourning, but I was mourning something. Because I literally only wore black. I don't know. And so I would say, so I do have a couple clients that I've worked with as well that have went through an extreme weight loss period. And that, again, not to go back into the perspective, but really that is a psychological realignment that you're working through. I mean, because you saw yourself, you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing this one thing, and then I don't know how long it was until after that, now you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing a completely other thing. I mean, you're human. We gotta integrate.
I still don't recognize myself.
Yeah.
I have to like do a double take.
Yeah, I mean, and that's totally valid. I mean, it's a process. And so I think it's, the psychological work of just really kind of bringing your vision back into alignment of like what's true, what you're seeing, is what I'm seeing true, or is what I'm seeing a projection in my memory? Because that's real too. We'll see things that aren't even there. I mean, especially women. Well, I mean, really. I mean, how many times does your friend literally show you a picture and she's like, I hate this picture because of this, and you're like, have no idea what she's talking about? Like, it's actually wild. I don't know how we do that. It's like a craft or gift or I don't even know. But I would say if you wanted to move like more into color, you could kind of follow the color gradient. So kind of like with in this rack, I would kind of move into like navy blues. Like I kind of move into, you know, just deeper kind of colors. That's if you wanted to stay kind of like more in like the dark shading, if that's kind of your comfort and that's kind of like something that you're more comfortable
Yeah,
in.
mine is like black, navy blue, and purple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why I love color theory and being able to do a color analysis with my clients, because science trumps our experience and our beliefs. It just trumps it. And so that's why I believe in color analysis, because it takes your eye, your hair, and your skin tone, and it curates what season you are and what colors work on you based off scientific research. This is not like someone making it up. This is genuinely based off of how your skin tone is, your eye tone, and your hair. These are the colors that bring life out of you. And so honestly, if we were together, I would do a color analysis and show you like, hey, these are the colors that are like making you come alive. I mean, they may be really uncomfortable, and we can, you know, start by like piece by piece, and maybe, you know, pants are always a good place to start first, because they're like a base, or even, I mean, or it's kind of different for everybody, but like.
But what if you're short?
If you're like, are you saying like with pants or?
Yeah, because I'm only 5'3".
Well, that's what I was gonna say. When I said pants are a good place to start, I was literally thinking of other clients that doesn't apply to. Yeah, I mean, what were you gonna say?
Wear heels.
Well, that and tailoring is your best friend. I will always say, like, investing in quality pieces and investing in pieces that actually are curated and tailored towards you. I mean, I know it's an investment, but it's worth it because that piece is not gonna fall apart. And you're gonna feel amazing when you wear it. That makes all of the difference in just going to Target and getting a whatever piece that just falls apart, you know, 3 months later. Yeah, they're kind of overpriced now. I'm like, I don't know why they think they're bougie now. I'm like, it's still Target. But yeah, so if that helps. For pants, I would say like a shirt. If you're branching out into like something different, like I would start with a piece of your body that you're most comfortable with. Like, so that you have the security of like, you know, you like, sorry, it's funny. If you like a certain style and you like a certain, like you like your shoulders, then I would start with a piece that's, you know, a little out of your comfort zone and focus on an area that you're most confident in, if that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
That was wonderful. If you ladies have any other questions, please grab Selena at the end, or you guys can scan Karen or Selena's QR codes here. As somebody who has actually gone through this process with her, I am a confident person and I've done a lot of like healing and therapy. She came into my closet and I was like a broken person, and obviously went down this trailhead with her. But I would also have to say, after she did it with my husband and we actually now like enjoy our closet. My husband is like so proud of himself. He's like putting together these outfits after just like a basic formula that she kind of walked him through and gave him some coloring. And the same for me. I was that person that was getting caught up in the haze. Like I just hated my closet because I couldn't find anything I actually liked, and it's because there was a bunch of stuff that I didn't actually enjoy. I hadn't bought for myself, and when I put it on, I didn't feel confident in it. And then she walked me through this process, asked these questions, color coded my closet like I was a brand new person. And then yeah, she actually styled me this evening, and ever since like she came through our closet, like I highly enjoy it. I pick out these outfits that I get like tons of compliments on like now, which I did not for a period of time before. And I also just had 2 children. I've got 2 children under 3. So I've just felt gross for like 4 years, and now I don't feel gross because I like my clothes, and yeah, things are happening. So yeah, I give Selena a big hand of applause. Thank you so much for joining us. Michaela's going to give you a sweet gift, and then we're going to invite